All right, today I'm gonna go kind of back to the basics. One of the first patterns that I basically learned how to tie, good old uh, gold ribbed hares here. I do them a little bit different than everybody else out there right now. Uh, so today I'm tying on a 390-06B size 10 wet fly or wet nymph hook, mustad. I'm going to be using 70 UTC in black, or you can tie with red, doesn't really matter. Um, First off, I'm using 0.010 lead wire for weight. And I usually just do the front portion of the hook. Now I tie mine in a few different colors. Natural, hares here, red and black. I'm tying a red one today. Good little tip is every time you tie in lead weight is I always put super glue on it, the wraps afterwards. This is actually what we're tying. As you can see, they're really buggy. So we'll get started here. So take your hare's ear or your rabbit mask. I like going from the sides for the tail. I find that's where you get your longer hair from. And this is a new mask, so I gotta trim out some of the under fur and stuff on it before I get to the good guard hairs. There we go. So I like to preen it a little bit, get as much of those under hairs out as possible, just so it's not as thick to tie in. And right back at the back. That's a little long. Right to the bend of the hook. And then I also like to do a wrap underneath just to kind of hold that tail up a little bit. Now I'm going to take some medium gold micro tinsel. It's basically a 6/0, about the same thickness as 6/0 thread. Tie that in along the side. Now I really like tying red in my flies. Reason being is I find red seems to be makes trout kind of aggressive when they see it. It's just like your when you're tying red streamers, anything like that. So I make a dubbing loop. Close it off. I like doing 2 wraps. Some guys only do 1 around it. Myself, I do 2. It's just what I've always done. Do a half hitch here, just so I can use my rotary. Now what I do is you take your hare's mask, you just kind of pick from all over. Don't pick from one spot for your dubbing. I pick from all over on the cheeks, middle of the mask, the ears. That way you get some guard hairs in there, you get some finer hairs. Just gives it more of a buggy appearance. I even utilize the back of the mask. I'll go up right at the base of the ears. And just a little bit more, I think. Open up that. Then I stack all the what I just pulled off. You don't need a whole lot for this. I like to stack it a little bit, just makes it easier to put into the loop. And then start loading up the dubbing loop. You don't need to go very, very thick with it. Less is more. Now when I spin this, I am going to lose some hair here in a second. I like to get a few spins into it. Then I'll take brush with some Velcro, or stick with a little bit of Velcro on it. And like I said, you are going to lose some. Start right at the back. Right up to where we tied in the lead, just onto it. Tie off. Drop your rib forward. Knocking stuff over. Hey. Now I take the Velcro again, brush all that out. Black ones actually look like stonefly nymphs. I really like black, especially in skinny water. Now there's a couple of different ways that I do this. I'll use pheasant tail for the shell back, or I'll use peacock herl. This one I'm actually going to use pheasant. And I actually like big cases on mine, or on the back, so I usually strip off two. Tie it in, make sure that they're over the center. Now I actually tie another dubbing loop. And this one we're actually going to make a little bit thicker. Do another half hitch here. Before I actually get going on this part, I usually like throwing down just a dab of super glue, just to make sure everything's held down good. And once again, pick out the hares mask. As you can see, it doesn't take a whole lot, pull out a bunch. And you get some real nice long fibers off the cheek here. Makes them really buggy. It should be enough. And once again, I like to stack it a little bit. It's not so much to get the tips aligned, it just makes it easier putting it into the loop. Now with these, I'll usually fish these under a hopper dropper, or I'll throw them double nymph. If I tie this one with a bead head, that'll usually be my lead fly. And then I usually fish copper john or pheasant tail or prince in behind. If I find that they're really keened on to hare's ear, sometimes I'll do double. Now this one I like to, well, the stack here I usually like to make a little bit thicker. Just because it is the thorax. I usually don't like waxing my thread because I like to move it around sometimes once I get it in there. And I find with wax it holds everything into place. And I don't know if you can see that, but I usually set more off to one side, especially on this one because makes it even more buggy. Now I'm spinning up the loop. And now wrap it forward. I like preening these fibers back. That way I can kind of see where I am on the fly. Because I don't want to crowd that eye too much. I fold everything back just so I can get some more wraps up front. And then I'll fold everything down. Also helps a little bit if you lick your fingers a bit. And go figure, broke my thread again. I don't know what's been with me lately breaking thread. There it is. Yeah, I gotta invest in some new bobbins. Cover up those butts. And I did crowd the eye a little bit on this one, but I made it work. And a quick whip finisher. And then what I do is I take a lighter and I just kind of hold everything back just to get rid of any loose fur that might have gotten in front. Take my bodkin just to free up that eye a bit. There we go, perfect. Now I take some Solarez. This is medium. Love Solarez. There's no tackiness after you hit it with the light. Hold all those fibers away, and I put it right on top of the shell back here. Take my bodkin. Got a little too much on there. Shape it the way I want it. Now I'll hit it with the light. And then I'll come back in behind with just some regular old head cement. Just hit the underside. Here's another little trick, because I just did it. If you get a little bit in the eye of the hook, take an old junk feather or clipping. Stick it through the eye and just pull. It'll clear out the rest of it. And there you go. So like I said, I tie these in natural. Not in focus. Tie these in natural, and I tie them in black and red. And with a peacock shellback, or I will do a flashback, or I'll put flash over the top. And yeah, it just depends on what the fish want that day. All right, thanks for watching.